4-pound passenger shotgun. Hey everybody, welcome back. We are doing chapter 12 today of Scouts. Something that I've been thinking about along with the whole why has this become more difficult to do? Or why has it become more of I have to record my video, whatever. And it's still something I want to do, don't get me wrong. Otherwise I'd be like, all right, we're done. You can buy the book if you want to finish it. I think part of what has made it so tiring or tedious, I guess that's a better word, is the whole editing part, because obviously I'll make a mistake while I read, and so I'll edit that out and then re-record it, and I don't read the whole thing again, but it still takes a lot of time, and then I have to watch the whole video 2 or 3 times through to make sure I caught everything, and so that becomes a whole extra process. So total time it probably takes an hour and a half or 2 hours to actually read the book and then edit it, wait for it to post and upload and all that stuff. So I think that's part of what's made it such a I have to go do that now. So what I tried in the last video, and I'm gonna try again, is just go with it. If I make a mistake, unless it's a really big mistake where I just totally made up a word that wasn't there, that I would probably redo. But if it's just oh, I used the wrong voice for the character, or I flipped the words, you'll probably hear more pauses where I'm oh, I messed that up. Okay, I'm just gonna move on. I just want this to be more authentic now and not so produced, because the producing part is what's making me not want to do it anymore. So we're gonna try that, and I think I enjoy that a lot better, because then I'm just recording the video, boom, you guys get to listen to it. And again, it's more authentic and less okay, and then I crop it here, and then I do this, and blah, blah, blah. We have enough of that, right? So we're gonna go ahead and jump in. Chapter 12, here we go. Beans immediately throws his hands up, and I do too. I look at the others. With a sigh, Rocky raises his hand. Oh, why not? We all look pointedly at Finn, and he does the only thing he can. He grudgingly puts his hand up as well. We look at Scarlet next, and she merely huffs, and both hands firmly down. Edge nods. That settles it. Majority wins. We're going forward. But what about the map? Scarlet whines. We don't even know where we're going. Beans holds up the new map he created. We have our own right here. Edge holds out his hand. Why don't you give it to me? I know this area better than y'all. No way, Beans pulls back. This isn't leaving my hands. Fair enough, Edge smiles a little. But can I just see it real quick? Shaking his head, Beans turns a sketch against his chest. I think you need to answer some questions first. For whatever reason, Edge looks at me, and I shrug. We don't even know you, so if you're coming with us, you better answer our questions. Okay. Edge gives us all an amused look. Like what? What are you doing out here in the woods? Beans asks. Tracking a meter just like y'all. I saw it go down last night, but I was sitting on the porch and didn't really see where. He gestures at the map. Looks like you kids know. Beans gives a single nod. We do. How old are you? I ask next, because Beans really does have a point. This guy could be a serial killer. Okay, maybe not that, but still. 16. Where do you live? Finn asks. In friendly Tennessee, same as you, I suppose. Rocky folds his arms. Which high school do you go to? Cherokee. Rocky quickly follows that up with another question. Do you play football? I wonder what that has to do with anything. No, but I play baseball. Beans gives Edge a long survey. What do you want with the meteor? Nothing. Just to see it. Maybe take a chunk of it as a souvenir. Do you have a girlfriend? Scarlet asks, and every single one of us rolls our eyes. I guess she's feeling a little better about going on with the search. Edge laughs. No. He motions to the sketch. Now can I see it? I just rescued you from the Masons. I'm not the bad guy here. Yeah, I guess he's okay. Beans turns the sketch around for Edge to look at. Leaning in, he gives it a good, solid study. That's few more hours of walking, he tells us. Listen, Finn says. We know the Masons are going after it, but if Edge saw it go down and we did too, you know other people probably did. Suddenly, I remember what I overheard from our jail cell. Mary Jo did say others were after it. Edge nods to the pile of stuff we left hidden behind the bushes. Then let's get our stuff and get out of here. Beans looks at Edge. But just because you're older doesn't mean you're in charge or anything. Edge laughs, and I think it's about the best one I've ever heard. All fun and chuckly and deep. After that, we go about packing what items we managed to snatch from the Mason clan. At this point, we have 3 flashlights, Beans' new map, 1 walkie-talkie, Finn's inhaler, some moist matches, the bag of pork rinds Junior had, and a pack of baby wipes that Finn eagerly uses to clean his hands and face. I want to ask who brought the baby wipes, but I already know the answer. I glance through everything one more time. Did anyone happen to get my pocket knife? They shake their heads and I drop my shoulders in disappointment. Yeah, my dad's really going to be upset at me over this one. We divide up the pork rinds and each cram a handful into our mouths. I don't know who thought to grab them, but thank God. Edge passes around a canteen he had in his pack, but there's only enough water for a few gulps each. After that, we fall in step behind Edge and Hoppy, and several minutes pass. The air feels hot and sticky now, and I try not to focus on how thirsty I still am. Hungry, too. I look around. Someone has to have more food. Scarlett pulls a tube of lip gloss from her pocket and swipes it across her bottom lip. She rubs her lips together, and I look at how shiny they are and wonder what my lips would look like with that stuff. I watch as she hurries to catch up to Edge and immediately begins giggling at whatever he's saying. Edge smiles and she giggles some more and my teeth clench. She said this was all my fault, and Beans just stood there and let her. Okay, I get that he doesn't want to tell anybody his secret, but he could, at the minimum, back me up. With that irritable thought, I rear back and kick a rock, and it accidentally hits Scarlett in her calf. Ow! She spins around. Sorry, I mumble. She gives me a good solid glare that I ignore, before turning a smile back on Edge. So, she says, all sweet-tempered again. How'd your dog lose his leg? Born that way, Edge tells her, and I find that comforting. I'd hate to think the little guy was in an accident or something. One of my good friends has a dog with only 1 leg, Scarlett says. Edge's brows go up. Really? She nods. I swear. I cut my eyes over to Finn, and he just shakes his head. I notice Hoppy is sticking close to Finn. That's funny. Finn doesn't even like animals. I watch as he dips his hand into his pocket and quickly drops a bit of something on the ground. Hoppy pauses to snatch it up and then goes right back to trotting alongside Finn. Hey, I whisper. Do you have more food? I'm starving. Finn looks at me. No. But I just saw... It's just a little bit of beef jerky I brought. It fell in the dirt, and since I wasn't going to eat it, I figured he might want it. I look down at Hoppy, gazing adoringly up at Finn. I think you made a friend. And, hello, Finn's carrying beef jerky in his pocket? That's a first. Edge looks over his shoulder at all of us. Do your parents even know that you're out here? We shrug, and I'm the one who answers. As long as we stick together, we're cool. We're always off doing something. They know that. That much is true. Yeah, well, how much trouble will you be in when you get back? I shrug, even though worry niggles through my belly. They think we're on a camping trip, so they might not notice we're gone. Scarlett grabs Edge's hand and tugs his attention back to her. We found a skeleton in a cave. We think it's Old Man Bassinger, Beans tells him. No way. Edge thinks about that a second. I saw him. Well, come to think of it, it has been a while since I've seen him. You guys are going to tell someone, right? Of course we're going to report it. Anonymously, but yeah, it's not like we're just going to leave a skeleton in a cave. Plus, we need to let the cops know we found Bassinger's shotgun in the Mason's shed. Edge stops walking like he suddenly just thought of something and turns to face all of us. Wait a minute. A skeleton? In a cave? You didn't touch it, did you? Maybe, Finn says. Why? Edge looks between us. Obviously, you never heard about the curse. What curse? I hesitantly ask, ignoring the sudden chill pricking across my skin. Those caves were used as a burial ground by mountain witches. To keep anyone from trying to steal their gold, they put a curse on the chamber. Anyone who stole from it would be struck down and their skin would boil off. I wonder if that's what happened to Old Man Bassinger. Oh, but you know what else? I heard that if someone touches a dead man's bones, they'll be cursed too. That's the end of chapter 12. That was kind of a short chapter. I'm laughing because I kept mixing up my accents with Edge. He was like half country, half just regular city kid. But that's okay. So apparently there's a curse now, and if you touch a dead man's bones... Well, but who touched the bones? I don't remember. I mean, they didn't like touch it with their hands. They touched it with a hat. But anyway, we'll have to see what happens, if someone's skin is going to boil off or not. Obviously, probably not. So Edge seems like he's a friendly character. He could be trusted. Hoppy is obviously cute. Finn, we're seeing some like oddities in his character from at least what we know already. Even the character Annie, she was like, since when did he carry beef jerky? That's weird. So either he was lying and it wasn't beef jerky, but even then, like, everyone's starving, why would you waste it on the dog? A lot of people would do that, so I don't know. Anywho, you'll have to wait and see what happens in chapter 13. Disclaimer, I think I'm going to drop down to maybe 3 or 4 recordings a week, because most of you that are my consistent watchers, you're like, hey, like, I don't watch them every day. I'll usually, like, do a couple of videos whenever I have a chance to watch them. My girl Dale. So I think that would be fine anyway, and that'll help me, at least until I get into summertime, because these last few weeks with teaching have been crazy. So, yeah. Love you guys. See you next time.